Good afternoon. The character fan here. Right. So I'm back with another video and with some more Manchester United for you. Right. So according to Gary Jacob and Paul Hirst from the Times, they're both saying that Morgan Rogers is wanted by Man United, Arsenal, and Chelsea, with Aston Villa's valuation likely exceeding £80 million. Rogers is open to leaving Aston Villa. Interesting. I know Michael Carrick did manage Morgan Rogers a couple of years back before Morgan Rogers went to Aston Villa a couple of years back. So there's that. But yeah, interesting. For that price, no. For me, one, he's not worth it. Second of all, we've got other priorities to sort out first before even thinking about the number 10 position. So for me, it's not a hard no, but for the time being, it's a no. Unless Bruno Fernandes leaves in the summer, then we might revisit that situation. Ben Jacobs said on the United Standard, said it is more 50-50 now whether United will follow up with a belabored interest from last summer. The club likes the player's mobility, energy and potential chemistry with Kobe Minu. If we learn definitively that they can't get Anderson and don't want to bid as big for Tonali, then Belieber could suddenly appear in late April or early May as a more marketable opportunity. Interesting. Very interesting. For me, bring. But the character fan, he's been part of this season. Yes, I'll admit he's not had his best season with Brighton, but I'll caveat that and say he's had his head turned, and for me, if you're Carlos Bleep, of course you're going to have your head turned. Interesting. So Harry Maguire's been speaking. Said this summer's going to be big, really big. We need more players. We need better quality. We need players to come into the starting 11. I like your words, Slaphead. Like it. Hopefully your bosses at the club will listen to you. Will they? That does remain to be seen. So basically, he's calling some of his teammates shit. Potentially, if that means Delo, if that means he's having a dig at Delo, I'm all for it. But yeah, we do need more quality. I'll admit that, and hopefully we do bring quality players in this summer. So yeah, so Ben Jacobs has said Manchester United really like independent. Can't get me words out. Independiente del Valle striker Juan Riquelme Angulo. He's 18 years of age, by the way. United are keeping an eye on him. A lot of European teams are also looking at him. He will leave the Ecuadorian side this summer. Don't know him. In other words, bring. Because I do want unknown, not unknown players, but for me, I do want to sign a Sonny Lamans type midfielder this summer. Yes, I know we've got Sonny Lamans in goal, but yeah, interesting. I think he's a young striker. He's 18, so there's that, I suppose. Interesting. I would take a believer at Manchester United. So Ben Jacobs and Alex Crook are both saying Manchester United aren't as enthusiastic on signing Tonali due to his high wage and fee. They believe they would not be getting their money's worth with him. He's 25, I think. Adam Morton has been deemed too similar profile as Kobe Manu, leading to him being almost almost completely discarded. Bit weird. He's nothing compared. Sorry, he's nothing like Kobe Manu, but whatever. So yeah. So yeah. Ben Jacobs say Manchester manager Nico Schlotterbeck, but a move depends on whether he signs a new deal at Borussia Dortmund. Oh, Dan James is out for Leeds against United on Monday night. Fairs. What's the Waffler side? So Ben Jacobs said behind the scenes there's a lot going on that just hasn't made. Sorry, I'll start again. Behind the scenes there's a lot going on that just hasn't made the media because Manchester United wants to try and keep a lid on things. The last thing Manchester United wants to do, and it's logical, smart to me, is run a very public process where they're entering Nagelsmann or Iarola or having a meeting with Luis Enrique, because that could also be quite demoralising to Michael Carrick. It doesn't mean that conversations are not taking place with other candidates. Let's see them waffle up, because I don't believe it. I don't believe in one bit. So Harry Maguire said, I still believe I'm arguably one of the best defenders in the world of both boxes. I don't think that's in question, really. To be fair, he's right. I can't argue with him, really. Yay, Mason Mount's back in training. Yay, piss off. Gobshite. So yeah, Ben Jacobs states in the obvious. It's expected that Elliot Anderson will sign for either Manchester United or Man City this summer. No, he don't say. Good God. Dearie me. God, he don't say. But yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't buy more garages for more than, be realistic, £50 million. That's too cheap. No, it's not. So yeah, I've got to say, fair play to Harry Maguire. I've criticised him in the past. Interesting. There's a video of Michael Carrick and Jason Wilcox in deep discussion during yesterday's training session. Interesting. They could be talking about transfers, could be talking about anything. They could be talking about the training, I don't know. I don't have a bloody clue. So yeah. It's interesting to say the least. Interesting. But yeah, Morgan Rogers, would that take him? Not at that price, I wouldn't, i.e. £80 million. But if he's £50 or £60 million, potentially, Harry Maguire. I think next season you look at it, and I think we've got to be we've got to be in the bracket where if we get the recruitment right, he's spot on there. And everything's positive from now to the end of the season, and we keep going on the curve. There's no ceiling to where we can reach. We've got to be in the conversation to go with the big trophies. So in other words, Maguire wants the Premier League title. I'm on board, but I said earlier, I do have my concerns regarding next season, but it is what it is. But yeah, please get me Carlos Bleeber. I beg. He's crap. I guarantee this right now. If we sign Carlos Bleeber and he becomes good, do not come at me say don't come at me say, oh, you were right, the Carrick fan, because I've been right anyway, and I'm usually wrong. Harry Maguire says he is desperate to go to the World Cup with England this summer. I'm no England fan, but if he doesn't get into the England World Cup squad, it's good news for us, but it'd be a shame for him. This is just a guess, and it's a prediction. If Harry Maguire doesn't get in the England squad this summer, I think he'll call it quits. Also, I was going to do a video on Michael Carrick and regarding my decision whether or not I do want him as our next head coach, but I'll say it here anyway. If we get top 4, which, touch wood, fingers crossed, it's looking likely, but if we do get top 4, give Michael Carrick the job, but let's be sensible here. Don't give him 3 or 4 year contract. For me, I would give him a year rolling contract. See how he does. If he does well, maybe you bump up to 2 years, and if he does well then, bump up to 3. It's called being sensible. Something this club hasn't been done hasn't been done for a while. Just saying, but that's what I would do. But I'm on board on the Carrick train now. I'm on the front seat. God, I'm gonna say this once only. Waiting for United to play is like a woman giving birth. I mean, last time we played was it during Ramadan or just when Ramadan was about to finish. I'll tell you this right now. Thank God we're going to get European football one way or another this season, because I cannot or will not take this crap any longer. Thank you, Ruben Amorim. So yeah, hopefully Spurs get relegated. The Carrick fan, you're sad. Well, they ruined my bloody night. They ruined my season last season when they beat us in Europa League final. Even though my fellow countryman Brendan Johnson scored, but I'll allow it. Even though I don't rate him anymore. But yeah, give me Carlos Bleeber and I'll be one happy bunny. Right, I've got a question for you. Comment down below who do you want us to sign this summer in the midfield position. Be realistic. Don't say Gavio Pedri. Don't go FC26 on me. Please be realistic. But it's Tonali, Gimenez, Stiller, Addison, Bleeber, Tonali. I think I said Tonali. Don't think I have. But anyway, there's 5 or 6 midfielders for you. Adam Watson, whatever. Right, so you could tweet me at Carrick_fan2026. Subscribe to the channel with the Carrick fan. Comment below, like video. Take a touch. Goodbye for me. Adios. Goodbye.